Hello everyone, this is CA Mohammed Nashid. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to discuss about the financial impact, the global economic crisis, and the global disruption caused by coronavirus, commonly known as COVID-19. And later on in the video, I'm also going to discuss as to what should a rational investor should be doing in these uncertain times. Where should you be investing your money so that you can get some sort of return and also save your capital? Let's start the video. Now, first of all, we need to understand, whether we like it or not, coronavirus is scary. Due to the coronavirus scare, an unprecedented economic crisis is taking place. The global disruption is such that people are unable to find an adjective to describe this. Should we call it the bloodbath, the big shock, or what? Now, what's new or unique or extra scary about coronavirus is that perhaps for the first time in human history, world health and the world economy is under threat. So it's a double whammy. So panic bhi dugna hai. Now, several countries are having massive outbreaks. More than 10,000 people are dead so far, and unfortunately more are expected to die. Several countries are in quarantine. The world is in lockdown. Now, in short, it's not the best of times. Major sporting events like the IPL, PSL, UEFA Champions League, World Wrestling Entertainment, Olympics, all have either been postponed or scrapped altogether. So panic is at a never before world scale. It affects you, it affects me, it affects everyone. So in short, it's definitely not the best of times. Now, if we go further, many people are also suspecting whether it echoes the Great Depression of 1930. But of course, only time will say whether the suspicion are correct or not. Now, if I can just go a little further and talk about the supply chain. If we want to talk a little bit about the supply chain, we need to talk about China. Because you will be shocked to learn this, because more than 90% of the world's medical supply come from China. Yes, you heard it correct. About 90% of the world's medical supply come from China. Now, the world is in a health emergency situation and China is in lockdown. So naturally, there is going to be a scarcity of medical equipments. एक छोटा सा mask हो या एक respiratory system ho, there is a dearth of everything in the market. Adding to all this, there is another reason that is impacting the world economy. That reason is none other than the crude oil prices. Last Friday, Saudi Arabia slashed the oil prices by nearly 30%. This led to the crude oil prices becoming somewhere close to USD 20. Now Russia, Saudi Arabia, and OPEC countries sat together to discuss the crude oil prices. But unfortunately, the meeting didn't go that well. Russia did not want to reduce the prices, but Saudi Arabia reduced the oil prices from its side. This led to an all-out oil price war between these countries. Now, this again has had a major impact on the world economy, especially the US economy. There is also fear that the US economy might give negative interest rate. This is such a huge shock that the stock market around the world have plummeted, including the Indian stock market. On the 12th of March, the Indian investors lost around 11.4 lakh crores on the Mumbai Stock Exchange. On that very day, Sensex fell by nearly 3,000 points. It was a hugely bad day for the Indian stock market. Now, as an investor, what should you be doing in these times of crisis? Where should we be investing our money so that we can get maximum return and at the same time we can ensure that our capital is secure? Now, before I go further with this, I would like to remind you, if we want to look for money making opportunities in uncertain times, we have to follow our core investing strategy, which is to go gradual and diversify. And from my personal side, if I have to advise you as to how exactly we can make some money in these times of crisis, I'll give you the 5 pillars of investing. I call it the 5 pillars of investing. Now, what is exactly the 5 pillars of investing? They are as follows. Pillar number 1, gold investment. Investment in gold becomes attractive in uncertain times. Now, the gold prices, global gold prices are rising, and the fall of rupee will push it even further in India. So investment in gold is a very good option. Gold can actually be your safe haven. Pillar number 2, investment should be made for long-term goals. You cannot make profit in these times of crisis by investing for short-term period. You have to go for long-term. There is no other option. You should go for long-term perspective if you want to make good profit. Now, what you can do is we can invest some money gradually. Set aside a fixed sum of money and invest it for a long-term goal. Pillar number 3, we need to take advantage of the compound interest. Now, how can we take advantage of the compound interest? We can take it by sticking to a well-disciplined investment plan. Pillar number 4, and perhaps the most important pillar. I don't want to sound cliche, but this is really, really important. We need to follow the strategy of diversify. If you want to make good profit, we have to diversify our investment. You should not put all your money on one stock or one product or anything that is just one thing. You should always diversify your investment. You can consider, how can you do this? You can consider the index funds, the exchange traded funds at a low cost. This will help to diversify your investment. Pillar number 5, the last one, definitely not the least. You should keep some money in liquid form, because we don't exactly know for how long this lockdown is going to continue. So it's imperative that we keep some of our money. I'm saying some of our money. I'm not saying all the money. I'm just saying keep some of your money in liquid form so that you can take care of yourself in this lockdown period. I will just also suggest you one last thing at a human level. Everybody perceives money differently. What 500 rupees could mean to you could mean a hell lot more to some other person. So in these times of crisis, please don't be as selfish. Let the money be out there in the Indian society. For example, if you're going out on a cab, don't ask for that 10 bucks change from your cab driver. Let the money spread. Yes, it could be a great time to make some good financial decisions, but always remember, be a human first. Thank you very much.